girls, welcome once again to Tell a Tale ABC Letters. I hope you've been enjoying all the different exciting letters that you have been hearing about. Today, our special letter is N. N is kind of a fun letter. This is what we call capital N or the big N, and this is the little n or the baby N. And this is kind of a fun letter because you go straight down, and here's a nice slide all the way to the other side, and then you come down again. So this is the letter N. And today I have a story about Nicholas. Nicholas is a special little mouse. And this book is called Nicholas, Where Have You Been? And it is written by Leo Lionni. He's a wonderful author. If you don't know him, he's been around a long time. And I think you might like some of his books. So let's see what Nicholas's story is all about. Here we have Nicholas, a mouse, and a bird with a berry in his mouth. And now we're going to meet some more of Nicholas's family. At the edge of the great meadow, 4 little field mice were nibbling berries. "Look for the red ones," said Elodie. "They're the sweetest and the juiciest," said Henry. "Because they're ripe," said William. But all they could find were pale pink berries that were neither sweet nor juicy. The ripe ones had already been picked. "The birds got here before you," said Uncle Raymond, who was watching them. "That's not fair," said Nicholas. "Why should they get the best berries?" "Down with the birds! Down with the birds!" all the little mice shouted. Then and there, Nicholas decided to look for a berry patch that the birds had not yet discovered. He would find the sweetest and the juiciest berries in the whole world. Without telling anyone, he set out across the great meadow. He walked on, seeing nothing but the tall grass that surrounded him. At last, Nicholas reached a clearing. He scanned the horizon, but there wasn't a berry in sight. Then suddenly he heard the noise of flapping wings. He looked up. A big ugly bird swooped down on him. "Oh, that looks pretty scary. What do you think's going to happen next?" "Watch out, Nicholas." Oh no. Before Nicholas could run back into the tall grass and hide, the bird grabbed him with his sharp claws and carried him up into the sky. "Oh, Nicholas, you're in trouble now." "Help! Help!" Nicholas shrieked. He twisted and he wiggled wildly, and the bird lost its grip, and Nicholas plunged through the air. Where is he going to land? Oh, poor Nicholas. But wait, look what's happening. He landed in a nest where 3 little birds were dozing. They jumped up and they said, "Who are you?" "I'm Nicholas, a field mouse." And he told them about his adventure. "Stay with us," said the birds. "You can tell us mouse stories, and we will tell you all about birds." Then their mother appeared with a worm. "Mother," said one of the little birds, "this is Nicholas, a field mouse. May he stay with us?" "Of course," said the mother bird. "But what do little field mice eat?" "Berries," said Nicholas. "Field mice like nuts and corn and berries. Red, ripe berries." The mother bird flew off and soon returned with a bright red berry. Nicholas couldn't believe his eyes. It was the sweetest berry he had ever tasted. Well, the days flew by, and Nicholas ate berries to his heart's content. He and the little birds peeked and tweeted mouse songs, bird songs, and funny stories, And at night, they cuddled up against the mother bird's soft down. But one morning, Nicholas woke up to discover that his friends had flown away. They had left a big pile of berries in the nest. But Nicholas was too sad to eat. Nicholas knew that the time had come for him to leave the high nest. Fearfully, he climbed down the tree, from branch to branch, from twig to twig. When he finally reached the ground, he found himself face to face with Elodie, Henry, and William. "Nicholas," they shouted excitedly, "where have you been? We have been looking all over for you." Nicholas began to tell what had happened, but when he told how the big ugly bird swooped down and grabbed him with his claws, the others became furious. And before Nicholas could add another word, they shouted, "Down with the birds! War on the birds! War on the birds!" They shouted on and on. And look at how angry their faces. "Oh no! They are going after the birds and chasing them away." "Let me finish," Nicholas insisted desperately. "Let me finish my story." When the mice had finally quieted down, Nicholas told them about the nest, the birds, the songs, and the stories. And little by little, anger faded from their faces. Suddenly, they shouted, "Nicholas, look behind you!" Nicholas turned around. There were the birds, and in their beaks they carried the ripe red berries he knew so well. "For you," they said. Just then, Uncle Raymond appeared from behind a tree. He smiled and slowly raised his cane. "That shows you," he said, "one bad bird doesn't make a flock." And then he joined the others. It was a feast. Everyone, including Uncle Raymond, agreed that the berries were the most delicious they had ever tasted. And that's the end of our story of Nicholas, Where Have You Been? By Leo Lionni. I hope you'll find a copy of it and maybe read it at home together. So, I would just like to share with you another book. On one of the other letters, J, we did Jeremy, the Jackrabbit, and that was from the Animal Antics series A to Z. So that series covers every letter, and here's one on Nina Nandu's Nervous Noggin. So there are many books that you can get that deal with N. Here's Naps, and that talks about the sound of N. So I hope you'll enjoy these books and the activity sheets that are available once you have registered. So enjoy learning all about letter N. Thanks for listening. Good to see you, or I hope to see you anyway. Take care and happy reading. Bye from Miss Betty.